We've just made it into Belgium. We're just at a pit stop at an Esso garage because we've realised we've used one of our gas bottles already, and I think we're halfway down the second one. So we've just seen a sign for LPG, so we figured we'd pull in, but I can't see anywhere where there is actually LPG because these are all AdBlues and diesels. But I mean, there's a sign, so it's got to be here, right? It's probably round the back. Stu's just gone to have a look, but he's just wandering around aimlessly as well, so I doubt we're even going to get it. And enjoying the LPG, love?
No LPG, and my card doesn't want to work in the reader, so I'm just going to move on to the next one, to be honest.
Joy. We did top up our Revolut card as well.
There's a lot that side.
Ah, you've missed it, haven't you? That's what it is. You've just driven straight by.
Can I go back?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like a one-way thing. You'll have to do the next one now.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This time you're finding us in Great Yarmouth.
On sea. Near enough on sea, isn't it? We're
Well,
right
you
next
can't
to
find nowhere to park.
You'll see our motorhome park behind. We're sheltering in the bus stop. There's a storm coming, it's called Storm Kieran.
Yeah, we're not looking forward to that. We've just been warned about it, so we thought it had gone more down south.
On the latest weather charts, it's starting to track slightly more north, so it's going to be sort of in the going across the English Channel. So
what do? We come to the seaside, so we might have to move.
Well, we'll see anyway.
But we've struggled to find this spot. Norfolk Council. Oh my God, we've found the most stingiest Tartars council
signs
in the UK.
Do you know, they must spend millions on signs for everything. Where we just parked over there with signs about overnight stays and everything else. Well, if it's not fit to drive around later on, I can guarantee you we'll be staying there for
But it's not enforced, it's just like someone's hand painted it. So
just a borough council putting signs, and even next to a little park next to it with signs in there saying don't do this and don't do that and don't do this with your dog.
And the other stipulation is, it says camper vans. We're not a camper van, it says motorhome on
fully
our...
contained,
yeah.
So I get that we don't want places filling up and stuff, we know that.
But come and look at this. So we're parked right over there. Look at this car park.
Massive big car park. We were saying this on the last video about the borough council and stuff. Why do we not have a gate key system where at the start of your visit to the area you buy a key or something like that, and then you send it back and you get your money back, and then you still pay. We wouldn't mind paying, you know, a few quid, but...
Over the past week, storms have been battering Britain.
One of the most powerful storms to hit Britain in years.
And we found ourselves fighting intense rain up in Scotland.
What a wonderful thing to wake up to. A forecast of endless rain.
The problem is our camper van is not the ideal place to take refuge.
And this is all the space that we have for the three of us. You can see it here. This tiny VW is quite cramped.
With flooding, fallen trees and endless rain, can we survive as a three in our tiny VW?
I'm gonna be honest, if we weren't making a video, we probably would just stay in the van and watch movies or read a book. But how interesting is that gonna be for a 20-minute video?
Also, that's one of the great things about doing YouTube, is that it forces us to sort of get out and do things more often than we would do otherwise, I think.
Good morning, potential homeowner.
Today's the day, lads. It's an intense morning. A lot of excitement in the air.
I was just thinking, like, who else has gone for it? How much have they put in? What if we get outbid? Like, all of it. It's a bit of a gloomy day. I hope that's not like a bad omen for what's to come, because I will cry. I will cry. But yeah, fingers and toes crossed, guys.
We'll go for one more question because we've already waffled enough. The third question that we're getting a lot is how can we possibly, because obviously Ireland is in the EU, the European Union, so how can we possibly be staying here travelling this long, and how can we live here? Now there is what's called the Common Travel Area, and that is an agreement between the UK and Ireland. It predates our joining the EU and it stands after Brexit. So what it means is anyone from Ireland can live and work freely within the UK, and anyone from the UK can live and work freely in Ireland. You can live in one and work in the other, and it's called, I think they're called cross-border workers, because if you imagine Northern Ireland is attached to the island of Ireland, and I'm sorry if I've said any of this wrong, I don't want to offend anyone, but I think I'm standing on the right side of politically correct. Northern Ireland is part of the UK but attached to Republic of Ireland, so there's lots of people that work in one and live in the other, so it's already, the system's already set up for UK residents to live and work in Ireland and vice versa. So we have that. So if you're from the UK, this is possible. Obviously, if you're from someone else, so a lot of Americans asking, you would need, I think, a visa, but please check that on your own. But for us as UK citizens, we can do it, can't we?
Yes.
Also, citizenship. You've asked if we could apply for Irish citizenship. If we live here so you need an address, you need to live here for 5 years, and then you can apply for Irish passport, which is something we may consider when we get there, because then when we do buy another property in somewhere warm, because we will need a getaway at some point, then we won't need to worry about our Schengen days because we will have Irish passports. And as much as I would like to live permanently in another country, you're just not on board with that, are you?
Good morning. Afternoon. The sun is setting, but today I thought I'd give you an authentic van tour because I decided not to really tidy it. This is how my van looks. This is how Gloria is in a glorious natural state. And if I see another shiny friggin' van tour, I'm gonna yeet myself off of something. So come with me. It's gonna be fucking divine. Let's start with the thing. If you're new, my name's Amy, short for Annalise, and I've lived in this baddie for 2 years. Crazy, right? I built her from scratch, not the actual van, but everything inside. And she is something I'm very proud of, right? My parents also live in a van. Their van's literally there. I'm at a campsite. Okay, so let me show you what a van build after 2 years looks like. Are you ready? Come with me.
They got this barrier all the way down the side of the road. I guess it's to protect the buildings from the noise of the road, maybe? In fact, I wish they had a barrier like that next to the car park we slept in last night.
I had such a bad night's sleep, I even resorted to putting Smithers the Bear on my head.
What's funny is I'm normally really sensitive to noise. I wake up and then I can't go back to sleep, but last night I slept like a baby. Well, that's a very nice looking toll booth.
Fancy.
That was a long journey. Let's see how much this was. 감사합니다. About £5.50. That's not bad at all for that 3-hour drive.
Stu from Getaway Geese made this for us. Well, I had a very good sleep here, but the world is beginning to wake up around us. It looks like this is a very popular place for bikers.
Okay, gas off.
Yeah.
Roof down.
Yeah.
Ramps in.
Well, we didn't use any.
Didn't use them. Door shut.
Yeah.
And electric unhooked.
We
Didn't
don't
use
have
any.
Yeah.
All checks are done.
Quite liked it there. I thought it was quite quiet at night.
Night time it was lovely and quiet.
Obviously very busy though, isn't it, with the bikers?
Yeah.
So you have to be out their way.
It's nearly
bright and
10
early.
o'clock.
Yeah. Bit of low cloud this morning. What a beautiful day. So where are we off to?
Bonus on Windermere.
Ah, the joys of a camper van. We came back wet as anything. We turned our diesel heater on and started drying all our clothes, pulled the bed down, chilled out for a bit, had a nap. And now we've had a nap, we've got up. You could literally stay here overnight. There's nobody here. It's a beautiful view. You are reasonably sheltered, aren't you? I mean, we're getting rain, obviously, but one side you're not sheltered from the wind, yeah, because you've got the rocks there. And then we are now going to watch the programme that we're watching called Wentworth. Does anyone of my age remember Prisoner Cell Block H? You will. I used to think it was all in black and white because I only had a black and white telly at the time, until my husband said no, it was in colour, and I just didn't have a colour telly at the time. So anyway, this is the new thing. It's on My 5 called Wentworth. It's just about a women's prison, but it's just really good.
So exactly on the same lines.
We're on it, yeah. It runs on the same story, doesn't it? With B. Smith and vinegar tips and all that. It's funny. Anyway, so we're just having a cup of tea.
Oh, the walls don't wobble.
The walls don't wobble. Yes, they did in the old one, didn't they? So we're just going to watch an episode of that, and then we're probably going to drive to. Well, I'll tell you where we're going later. Okay, so. In fact, I'll tell you in a bit after we've had our cup of tea and watched our film. Over and out.
We didn't have the best sleep last night. We were parked up at that car park. It was quite loud, but then it was okay. But then at like what time was it?
About 3:30.
About 3:30, the wind just completely picked up, and I thought the van was going to tip over at one point.
I honestly thought the Max Air fan was just going to rip off the roof.
We did a quick little drive at like 3:30, 4 o'clock to find a bit more of a sheltered spot. Had a few hours sleep there, and then we went back to the same spot to have breakfast because we didn't want to take the piss in the other spot we found just to sleep at quickly for a few hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm so tired. Anyway, a few things to do today. We've got this.